Hello, my name is Taylor Elwood, a cult author and host at magicalexperiments.com. And today we're going to talk about magic, identity, and clothing. Something that always fascinates me is how you can use clothing to change your persona within magical practices, or just in life in general. In fact, I think anytime you change your clothing, from what you're wearing, to something else, it's a change in persona. It's a change in personality in order to fit into a crowd. We wear clothing as a way to fit in with people. Obviously, we wear clothing also to protect ourselves from the elements, but if that was just the case, we wouldn't come up with all kinds of different styles and fashions. All those different styles and fashions do have an effect on people, and in the sense of they indicate belonging or lack thereof. So something that, and this kind of came up in a conversation last night that I had with a friend, because this friend said to me, I'm joining this one group, and I'm trying to think of how I can fit in better with them because I want to learn more about them and I want them to be a bit more receptive to me. So I suggested changing the clothing. And we looked at color tone, we looked at softness of clothing, we looked at all of that because all of those different aspects of it could influence how people think of color and how they think of clothing. So to me, I think that, really examining the kinds of clothes you wear can sometimes be a way to also understand how to change your persona magically. And don't get me wrong, going out and buying a suit isn't going to automatically make you a business professional. There's a lot more to it than just that. But it can help you fake it until you make it. The principle of faking it until you make it is that you appear to be what you appear to be the way that you want people to perceive you, until you get to that point where you actually feel that way, until you make it. So while wearing a business suit won't automatically make you a business person or make you an excellent networker, it certainly paves the way to help you start learning those skills a little bit more, because how people treat you when you wear a suit is going to be different from how people will treat you if you're wearing hippie clothes. And how all this relates to magic is pretty much just this. Magic is kind of, as a process, is also a process of change, of transformation. So looking at how we can intentionally change aspects of ourselves is an integral part of magical activity, and that includes clothing. When I put on different clothing, I kind of think that I'm energetically changing myself to fit into a particular crowd. I'm changing myself to fit into a particular group of people. And consequently, when I take off those clothes, I'm kind of undonning that particular persona in order to maybe put on a different persona. Now, the core identity doesn't change underneath, and overall, my personality may not even change that much, but how I behave, how I act, will change in certain ways. Try this as an experiment. Hang out with your friends one day wearing the regular clothes you normally wear. And the next day, do a complete change of clothing. And it doesn't have to be a business suit. It could be just something else. Wear that clothing and see how your friends respond to you. Are they responding to you in the same way? Yes or no? Chances are they're not going to be, especially if you're also trying to emulate how people would act if they were wearing that clothing. Think of this as a magical exercise in learning how to shape the face that you put out to the world, and look then to see how it makes people respond to you. It can be a very fun exercise and a really good way for you to see how people do respond to appearance as opposed to reality. And in some ways we could say that appearance becomes reality, and in fact is the pathway to making something real. So good luck with that exercise, and catch up with you next week.